Right. How many people are familiar with Nextdoor? The application that, okay, some people are. So basically, Nextdoor, their whole focus is to be able to create sort of stronger and healthier and happier communities by creating this online space where neighbors can gather and share information and so forth. And so Nextdoor, they found out, even though this is their mission, right, they found out that they had a problem with racial profiling on the platform. So neighbors, for example, like someone would look out their window and see a black man, and they would start alerting all the neighbors on their computer that suspicious black man, basically, in the neighborhood. And this caused a lot of incivility, they call it, on the platform among the neighbors. And so what was happening was the opposite, of why this tool existed and the platform existed in the first place. So the co-founder, Sarah Leary, reached out to me. She knew that I studied bias, and I'm just down the street, basically, and she wanted to know, how do we curb racial profiling on the platform? So she talked to me and others, and she consulted the literature and found out that slowing people down, like slowing down, is a good way to protect yourself from bias having an impact on your decision making. So, but this caused a little bit of attention for them, right? Because it's a tech company, and the last thing you want is to slow people down, right? I mean, you're building products so that you can allow people to use them quickly and seamlessly and intuitively. They don't even have to think, right? But these are the very conditions under which bias gets activated. And so they had a choice to make. Mm-hmm. And so they chose that to go ahead and try to slow people down, even though they feared that they would get dropped off, how they call it, from the platform, where people would stop using it. And what they did was they built in friction. They built in a checklist where they would slow people down. So it used to be you could hit the crime and safety tab and start alerting your neighbors about suspicious person. But now when you hit the crime and safety tab, you go through a checklist. And there are three things on the checklist. The first thing is, what is it about this person's behavior that's making him suspicious? So it can't be suspicious black man. It can't be a social category, that is the problem. It has to be something that's behavioral, right? And then the second thing is they're told to give a description in a way where you don't bring everybody under the same category into suspicion, basically. So you want to give enough detail so that you can isolate a specific individual. And then the third thing they did was to define what racial profiling was. A lot of people didn't know what racial profiling was, or that they were engaging in it. So just providing that definition, and then also telling people that it was prohibited, setting the norms of the expectations for use of the platform. And so they were trying to, you all have heard or seen at airports, that sign, if you see something, say something. So they were trying to modify that, so it was, if you see something suspicious, say something specific. So that's what they were going for. And they found, using that checklist and sort of going after it in that way, they were able to curb profiling by over 75%.